I ain't no chef, but I'm making steak cheesy bites. Y'all asked for to do the recipe in my short, so I'm gonna show you how I make it, how you can make a nice meal for less than $40 for your family. Let's get into it. All right, so all we need for this meal is potatoes that we're gonna cut up, garlic and herb butter spread, pepper, salt, olive oil, cheese, a pan, Worcestershire sauce, some foil, and a chuck roast that I end up cutting up. That's all you need, of course, an oven. You may hear my son in the background. Yeah, all right, let's get into it. Let's get into this meal right quick. It's a simple meal. Make sure you wash your hands anytime you're cooking, period. I'm gonna start off with a chuck roast right here. The price for the chuck roast, I spent $16.38 on the chuck roast. I'm gonna cut them to bite size. You cut up to whatever portions you want, but I'm just cutting to bite size. Like I said, chuck roast, you cutting up. We're gonna start right there. Let's get into it. Like I said, my kids love this meal. A simple meal to do. Real fast. I love it because I like steak. And it's pretty cheap. Buying a chuck roast and cutting up yourself instead of buying the pre-cut steak bites at the store. You save money by doing it yourself. You're just paying them extra money to do it. So I don't have a cutting board. I need to invest in one. I just use an old piece of pan. It's still good enough for me. But all you're doing is cutting it up. I need a sharper knife, I guess. A little tough, like a little fat. I like to cut some of this fat off too. The best I can. I'm gonna cut this up a little more. But that's all you're really doing is coming to the bite size. Little small pieces. Get some of this fat off. Now that's all you're simply doing is taking the chuck roast, cutting the smaller pieces. Of course, I'm struggling with the fat. I like to cut the fat out the best I can. And just looking for the meat. That's all we're looking for right here. But anyway, let me get to cutting this whole chuck roast, and I put it into I got a little mixing bowl that I'm putting it into. Let me go and cut the chuck roast up, and I show you. All right, after I cut the chuck roast up to little pieces that I want, all I do is add a little salt to it. Pepper, of course. I'm trying to do this all with one hand. And I cook it on the stove a little bit before I even put it in the oven. Of course, I gotta wash my hands. I don't want to touch that, so I gotta wash my hands right quick. All right, salt and pepper again. You can add how much you want. All right, now we're going to the stove. All right, this is why you get to the pan. A little olive oil, put down. Don't have to be a lot. And plus, I got extra virgin olive oil, but it's olive oil in general. Doesn't really matter. Coat the pan a little. There we go. And I start dropping the steak bites in there. And clean the stove a little bit. I don't keep them here long. I just give them a little outside coat. Get them cooked from the outside because I don't really want to cook them too much. But then again, that's how you like your steak. How you like your steak. But I like to cook them a little bit here, then transfer to the pan to go in the oven for the rest of the cooking. So yeah, like I said, I may do this maybe 5 minutes, but they ain't gonna be here long. And I do got them like medium heat. All I'm trying to get that color, all of that color. I'm not trying to cook it all the way through because it's going in the oven after this. But I just want to cook it a little bit. It's kind of hard to look at the camera and do this. Like I said, this is my first cooking video, so it's not going to be perfect, guys. It's not going to be perfect at all. But I'm going to cook this down and I'll get back with you when I get it to where I want to be. All right, I got it to where I want to be. It was maybe like 3 or 4 minutes. I don't cook it all the way through. Like I said, I'm going to turn the stove off. I don't cook it all the way through because the oven's going to finish the rest of it. I just want to give it a nice brown coat on the outside. So done with this, we're gonna move to the side. We're gonna cut the potatoes, and then we're gonna put it all in the pan and do whatever we need to do. So we're done with this. To the side, let it cool off or whatever it is. We're gonna move to the potatoes. All right, time to cut the potatoes up. I do rinse my potatoes, and I did wash my little pan thing, and I washed my little mixing bowl, you know, and wash my hands, of course. You can tell it's wet. So all I'm doing is cutting the skin off of it, majority of it, and cutting it up to little bite size for the meal. May hear my son in the background, but that's all I'm doing. Stand, buddy. Like I said, I cut majority of the skin off. Okay. My family likes it. So, a little simple meal. It don't have to be perfect. You got to get all the skin off of it. I mean, like, I try to rub the sides, get majority of it off. Like I said, I do need to get a cutting board. I may order one on Amazon after this, so I can start doing more cooking videos with y'all. Buddy. These are brand new knives, so they kind of cuts easy. I may do maybe what four of these. Like I said, I ain't no chef. I just like to dabble around cooking sometimes, cause I enjoy it. Oh, just dropped the piece. I say cut them to little pieces like that. Oops, well, that going in the garbage can. Once it hit the counter, it's no good to me. Little pieces like that. That's all I'm doing to the potatoes. Come to little squares. Nothing fancy. Like I said, I'm not gonna make y'all watch me cut up all four of them. I'm just gonna show you what I'm doing. Anyway, you get the gist of it. I'm preheating the oven. I do my oven at roughly 375 for this, so you just heard the oven is finished preheating. Gonna have that going and started. But like I said, I just cut the potatoes up, and I'll catch you on the next part of this video. All right, I'm done cutting up potatoes. I add a little salt, pepper, it ain't nothing. Because I don't want to add too much seasoning because we're gonna end up going back and adding this right here. So I don't want to add too much to it. Okay, so I start the pan. All right, so we're getting the pan laid out. We got the foil. I like to go a little longer than the pan a little bit because we're gonna fold it over and wrap it up. So it's good enough. Put it down in there. Now if we get the steak bites and add it. It should be cooled off now. So I'm just gonna add the steak bites now to one side of the pan, stack them up. Like I said, it should be cool. That's the reason I did the potatoes, so I give it time to cook. Remember, always wash your hands thoroughly, especially dealing with anything, any part of cooking. I don't care if I move to the next part of this meal, I'm gonna wash my hands. Very important. Hygiene and stuff is very important. So, got that all done, all stacked up. All right, so this part where you touch your Worcestershire sauce right quick, and you add it to it like that. It's up to you how much. And I like to move some of the meat around, get to the bottom, add a little more. what I do is put it all on one side, like that. Fold one side, fold the other, push the sides in. That's good. Now doing the same thing to the potatoes on the other side. Gotta sneeze. Excuse me. That. With some potatoes, just drop them in there. This side. Like I cut up 5 potatoes to make this. My kids love potatoes. They don't eat the potatoes more. They don't eat the steak bites, but it's cool. It's cool. Kind of even it out. I'm not gonna add anything else to it besides the salt and pepper. What I'm gonna do is wrap it up like that, like that. Tuck it in. That depends on what kind of pan you got. All right, you got steak bites on this side, potato bites on this side. So now we're going to the oven, and I'm gonna let it do for about, I'm gonna say 15 minutes, mostly because of the potatoes need to cook all the way through. Then we're gonna go to the next part. All right, fresh out the oven, 15 minutes. Now we're gonna add the butter spread, the garlic and the herb butter spread. We're gonna add it to the potatoes. We're gonna add it to the steak. Then we're gonna put it back in the oven for another maybe 10 minutes. See how it looks. Just like I said, it's been there 15 minutes, nice and hot. See the steam rolling off. All the steam coming out. We're gonna use this on both the steak and potatoes. What I'll do is add top of it like that. I add more to the potatoes than I add to the steak bites. Mix it in a little bit. Especially with being hot, see how this melts, buttery melts. Add a little more. Mix it in. If I said I add too much seasoning because I already know this stuff already got stuff in it. And I don't want to overseason the potatoes. Mix it in, get to the bottom, kind of pull from the bottom up. So it mixes in pretty well. I got one potato fill out the floor. There we at. And close back up. Close back up. Go to the other side. Hot, steamy. Gonna add it to this side. And use the remaining of it. What's wrong, buddy? My kids. I always up to something. You hurt yourself, buddy? Yeah, it's alright. It's alright. I'm almost done now. Yes, yes. That's it. You use all that. There ain't much left. Add potatoes. Add it to the steaks. I said we're going to go back in for maybe 10 to 15 minutes. And we're going to pull it back out. And add the cheese. Alright. Back into my oven. And let me see what my child, why he's crying. Get you on the next part of this video. Alright. Been another 10 minutes. Time to add the cheese. My favorite part, adding the cheese. Like I said, add your own favorite shredded cheese. So we'll start with the potatoes first. Sprinkle it in there.
A lot of cheese.
Yes, buddy, cheese. Get that all in there. Of course, gotta get at the bottom too. I like to mix mine in, especially with it hot, so it start melting the cheese instantly. I said, this is 2 cups with the sprinkled cheese. You can do whatever. I'm going to end up using this whole thing. So, look at the cheese there. I'm going to put it in for another 10 more minutes. Add it to the potatoes. Not potatoes. I'd added the potatoes, and I'm adding to the steak bites. So I went on both sides. I'm going to add as much to the steak. I got a little left over, so I might go back and add it to the potatoes. So I like to have my potatoes more cheesy than my steak. Go back over here. Go from the bottom up. I'll get some of that bottom potatoes so they can get covered. I'm gonna pour the rest of it, on there. And we're going back into the oven for another 10 minutes. All right, we're at the end of the video. We're done. This is an end result of everything that we've been working hard on this video. So look at potatoes. Nice, cheesy, hot, ready to go. You know, look at it. Look at it. Delicious. Let's look at steak bites right quick. Cheesy, hot, ready to be ate. Like a simple meal, less than $40. A very, very simple meal, less than $40. Oops. It's been the majority of your money is gonna go to your chuck roast. Wherever you get your chuck roast, you can get it for a cheaper price. That's majority of your money. Everything else is just simple. Anyway, this is the steak cheesy bites meal I make for my family. It's less than $40. Depending on where you get your meat, that's a big factor on it. Could be way cheaper than that. I didn't realize I spent today like $30 for this meal. It's simple. But anyway, want to see more cooking videos on this? This is Sean from Sean HGTV. Make sure you let me know, and I catch you on the next one. Peace out. My family about to eat good, because I'm going to eat good. You dig? Yes, sir.